Hi everyone, it's Rebecca here. I have come back to show you how I make my fabric flowers. Sorry, I'm not as organised as I thought. Over the weekend I was making these flowers and I have come back as asked to show you how to make them. Now, like I said before, it was actually Lavish Laces that I took this idea from. Show you how I make my fabric flowers. Sorry, I'm not as organised as I thought. Over the weekend I was making these flowers and I have come back as asked to show you how to make them. Now, like I said before, it was actually Lavish Laces that I took this idea from. She was on showing us her fabric flowers and I thought, I've got an idea, so I came back and I've got organza. I have a roll of the organza that you get for weddings, so I have a roll of that there, and what I did was I just ended up cutting 3 inch to 3 1/4, 3 1/2 inch strips this way, and the length of this actually measures 11 1/4, and between 10 and 12 inches lengthwise is plenty of material, and this is 3 1/4 roughly. It doesn't have to be exact. What you do, you'll need as well a needle and thread, scissors, I have a coordinating colour and a different fabric for the centre of mine, and a button for your centre, and some glue, and I'm using the Beacon fabric tack. Great stuff for working with fabric. So what you do is you start with your bottom layer first, and this is the organza, and you just fold it in half, and I'm hoping that I can work out how to do the fast forward for the video, but I'll try and do this as quick as I can. All you do is run a running stitch along, just fold it in half, and then the open edge, just run a running stitch all the way along right to the end. Now, I ain't no seamstress, so sorry this maybe isn't as fast as some of you can do it, but whoa, it does get a bit tricky sometimes because it will decide that it's going to spring out, especially this particular organza. It seems to be quite springy. You can use any material you want, and I have a few other, the material I got at the weekend that I showed in my last haul. I'm going to try making some flowers with that as well, because I've got that lovely shabby chic. So it's just in and out the whole way along, joining your edges, in and out, and this is springing with me now. See, I told you I was no seamstress. It doesn't have to be exact, you just need to attach them both together, and we'll come into the, just hold it in this hand and keep it, the edges together roughly, and that doesn't have to be exact either, but obviously it's better if it's slightly. And then the last one goes close to the edge as you can, pull your thread through, and it all gathers and ruffles. What you want to do is pull your thread through, leave a tail on this side enough just to tie it off. So you just tie this off into a knot, and like Lavish Laces, I do a triple knot. A double one is probably fine, but just to hold it tight I took her advice and used 3 knots. So it goes like that, and I'm going to make, sorry, I'm going off fingers and thumbs now because I'm on camera. So flip this over and tie it off. And that's the ruffle. Right, so then all you need to do with that then is cut off your ends. So now that is, you end up then with, I think they call this, is this a lollipop flower or something like that. That's the same kind of idea. You end up with it all comes together and it's ruffled in the middle. So that's the bottom layer. Then this is where I alter a bit, because as I said, I had all that swatches, bags of swatches, and I thought, what can I do with them? And again, with these, all you're going to do is take a swatch. I have gone for different shades here, but I might change that again and drop in another colour, I think. Like that. Yeah, I'll make this darker colour and just. So all you do for this, again, you can use 3 or 4 lengths, and sorry, I've got to tell you the size. The size of these swatches I have are 3 inches by 2 inches. So you fold these in half. I like to make, well, you can do it however you want, but your inner layer that I'm going to create now, I just like to make it that bit narrower so you can see the underneath. So again, you just fold it in half, and your open ends, you just do a running stitch all the way across. And I will try and do this as fast as I can for you. Hope I'm in frame and that you can see what I'm doing. It's just another running stitch all the way across, like that. And then pull that down to the bottom. Take your next one. Now I'm going to alternate, so I've got like, well, the colours. I'm going from the mustard to the dark colour back to the light colour again. Doesn't really matter. You can add 4. I'm just going with 3 just for the length of this video. 3 is plenty. 4 fills it up a bit more as well. You'll see what I mean in a minute when I come to the next stage. I'll keep going with this. In, out. Shake it all about. Right, so the last one here now. Don't need that. Fold it in half again. Corners together like this. Hope you can see what I'm doing, and then running stitch all the way along. See, I'm trying to go too fast now, and like I say, I am no seamstress, so a button and some scalp edges is as far as I go. And now flowers. Okay, so you get your 3 layers on there like that. Now these are really quick and easy and simple to make. Pull through this side, I think, just to short end. I'll pull through here just to make sure I've got enough to tie off my knots. And again, you're just gonna, like you did for the bottom layer, tie off your ends. Oh, for goodness sake, it's not wanting to work now. Okay, tie them as tight as you can, just to gather them all in the middle. And again, I'm going to tie a triple knot just to make sure it's tight and secure at this point. That's it. And final one. And again, you just need to tie off and trim your end. Okay, now this material is really, again, you can burn your edges, but it's going to be quite, I'm just going to trim this bits off at the minute. Okay, and then so I've got the dark one, and then it goes over with that one, this side goes under, that one comes over, so you end up with 3 of them together like that. Now, this is where your glue comes in if you wish, but I'm going to stitch this again. Getting quite good at my stitching now. So what you want to do is put your bottom and top layer together. So you go to the middle, and what you're going to do is come up from the middle of the flower. Sorry, I have to remember I'm doing this for you, and straight up through the centre here. Okay, leaving a tail again, and then just to secure this, go up and down a few times. Don't pull too tight to start with, because obviously you'll just pull the thread right through, but once it's got established and it's got a grip, you can give it a wee tug just to hold it in place, make sure that it's there. Okay, now that's quite firm there, I think. I'll just do one more, I think. Up through here. Nope. This is the part you need to watch your fingers, because you will put them that, and then that down again. Now I think I have a button here. It depends on what you're using for your flower centre, whether or not you would just tie this off now, or if you just stitch it on. You can use beads, you can use anything you want. Sorry, I'm probably not showing you this very well. I do actually have a button, so I will come back up through the centre, and maybe back up through the centre of the flower, trying to anyway. That's it. And then I'm just gonna sew my button on to the centre of the flower, just like this. Okay. And I think I'll do this a double one just to secure it. So I'll go back down. Hark at me, eh? Buttons and sewing. So I'm just going to come back up through the middle again and go back through my button, back this way, and then back down the bottom. And I think a double stitch will be quite secure enough. This takes you to the bottom, like so. And you can see the flower starting to take shape. And then I'll just tie this off on the bottom. Now you can use these to decorate projects. You could make them into brooches. I do have some brooch pins that I could attach to this. If you're adding them to projects, you could perhaps just glue them on as is, or add a circle of cardboard onto the back. It's entirely up to you. And then just tie that off. Now this is it, almost finished. All you need to do now is I start with the bottom layer, find where it actually meets. We don't need that bit now either. So snip it up. Where your two bits come together, and all you do is snip up, make it as thick or as thin, but try and keep them the same. I mean, you can make it however, and it's just about ½ an inch snipping in from the side. Try and keep it quite flat. I hope you can see this because this isn't very easy to show, because I need to see what I'm doing as well. Snip them in all the way around, and I wouldn't puff this up yet until you've done the top layer. Just makes it a bit easier. Let's try and keep this flat. And another one, another one, another one. Just talk to myself. Like that. So you can see the bottom layer, like that. And then on the top, you just want to do it exactly the same. You want to get good sharp scissors. When I was away at the weekend, I took what I thought were my sewing scissors, but they are not as sharp as my Tim Holtz ones. So since I got back home, I started, there's a few of them that I gave up cutting. I thought I'll do it when I get home and get decent scissors. And of course the Tim Holtz ones are great because they go straight in and cut first time. So again, you just go over each. When I was away at the weekend, I took what I thought were my sewing scissors, but they are not as sharp as my Tim Holtz ones. So since I got back home, I started, there's a few of them that I gave up cutting. I thought I'll do it when I get home and get decent scissors. And of course the Tim Holtz ones are great because they go straight in and cut first time. So again, you just go over each layer as I'm doing here, snip into the flower, try and not to catch the bottom layer as well as you do this. Snip in here. And this again, I'm going to sound like a stuck record, but it's a great way of using up your scraps of material that you might have, because that's just a 3x2 inch square of material, which I just looked at it and I thought, what could I do with this rather than just leaving it? So I'm just going to make these a bit thinner because the other ones are. And then all you do then is just scrunch this up and kind of puff it together. We have a beautiful day here today. It's really close. It's almost like it should be thundery kind of way. You hear the birds and everything outside. It's great. It's nice. So you just ruffle all this up, puff it up a bit, and voila, that is how I make my fabric flowers. And if you take a look at Lavish Lace's tutorial, you'll see that she does it slightly different, but this is where I got my idea from. And like I say, it's a great way of using up just bits of scraps of material. And since I'm going to charity shops and picking up curtains and goodness knows all what, I think I can have a load of different combinations. You can actually put in beads here instead of buttons. You'll see that on Lavish Lace's site as well. She uses beads puts maybe 1 or 2 or 3 beads and just sew the beads, double sew them on as well, and that looks quite pretty. So hope that was easy to understand and that I showed you that and you can see it okay. Any other questions, just let me know and I'll try and help you. But that is how I made that one, and same principle that I showed you this one yesterday. This one, Emily, you were asking actually about these beads I've got. It's actually my Nana went through some of her old jewellery, and it's an earring that she's had for years and years and years, and it had the back on it, and I just snipped the stem off the back, and that's where they came from. And the purple one that's on your denim flower is the same. I'm just trying to think as I go on, because I know that there was loads of questions that you've been asking, and your mum, so I will try and answer them all. It's just I keep forgetting about it. So that's the one I've made today, and these are all the ones I have made over the weekend as well. So as you see, they're not difficult to make, they're quick, they're effective, so I must go on and get on with some more things. So thank you for watching, hope this has helped and it was clear enough what I was doing, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye bye!